ये तक पिची पिची पढ़नो चलो ये तक पिची पिची पढ़नो इधर ये तक पिची पिची वा ये प्रिवा पिची पिची आची रेडी हाँ ये तक पिची पिची वा एला पिची पिची Shall I just start speaking? Party. Welcome back to Kanika's Corner. And this is actually sort of between my mental health space and my motherhood related experiences, because I'm talking about how being a stay-at-home mom has worked for me versus, when I was thinking of being a career-oriented mom. So I worked since the age of 22 and I loved, all the work, the hard work, the deadlines, the long hours, the challenges. Absolutely loved it. I felt like I was at the peak of who I am and, sort of had found my niche. When Ducky was born and we said, I would like to take a break, I did wonder how I would manage taking a break when I'd been working for so long. It was such a crucial part of me. Huh? Shushu Padma? Huh? Okay. So having worked for so long, I did wonder, how it would feel after Ducky's arrival. But the COVID pandemic gave me that transition period. What happened is that I had a few issues during the pregnancy, and with all of us being at home because of the pandemic, I just took off a few months earlier than planned. And I had sort of made it such that I didn't have a deadline to go back to work. We had gone through a lot of trouble to get pregnant with Ducky. We'd gone through multiple treatments and, finally we had an IVF that worked. More about that in the link in the description box below. So when Ducky came, I didn't want to be rushing back to work. I said, let's decide when I get back to work. So that time of getting back to work was an open-ended statement for me. So it turns out that the new baby was a lot of work. And it was 6 months before I sort of raised my head up and started noticing anything around me. I'm sure a lot of you can attest to that I was just surprised by the amount of work a new baby was. And so for the first 6 months, I didn't miss any work, I didn't miss anything because life just revolved around this one. And it was at the 7th month mark that there were, a few breathers. There were a few times when she wasn't stuck to me or wasn't needing me. And that's when I started thinking about, hey, do I want to start getting back to work now? Or do I want to do something a little part-time, keep my skills engaged, keep them sharpened, keep them going? And the answer to that was, yes, I would like to. So I started a few sessions of counseling here and there, but Ducky's schedules were erratic and her need for me was still great that I decided not to do anything full-time until she had crossed the age of 1. Just keep my part-time work going and keep my skills honed. So at her first birthday mark, she was more stable. She was eating by herself, didn't need me around all the time. And that's when I sort of started thinking about two things. Should we think about baby number 2 or should I get back to full-time work? And for me, I think there wasn't too much of a debate. It was baby number 2. Let's have baby number 2 now while we are more capable of it. And now having seen how much work, a little Ducky took, I think I'm young enough to be able to do it now and maybe not 5-6 years down the line. So we said, let's get through the treatment, let's try, and if it doesn't work out, then I will go back to full-time work. But for now, let's focus on treatment. And we went through an embryo transfer in November of 2022. That didn't work out. I was willing to give it a few more months and try another embryo transfer and then see what happens. So the second embryo transfer happened in March of 2023, and I'm really thrilled that we had positive news from it and it has worked out. But what that has also meant is that I've taken a call of putting my career on hold for at least the next year and a half, and very happily I'm doing that because I think it's such a boon to be able to have children and be able to take care of them and just spend these few years with them. They grow up so fast that before we know it, they're off to school and don't need us around anymore, and are busy with their own activities. And it wasn't too much of a struggle for me to say I want to be a stay-at-home mother. Two main factors. One is financial security. We have that, and I didn't have to be involved in it work-wise for our financial stability at this point. My husband said, I will take care of that. You go out and you stay with the baby, you take care of her needs, you enjoy yourself with her. You wanted a baby for so long, you do all of that. I will take care of the finances of our family for the next few years, and you just thoroughly love this period. The second point, and I think that is a fairly critical point for me and in my discussion with my friends and colleagues, is that what do we as mothers lose out when we take a break from work, right? Maybe the ladder that we're climbing on our career path, how much is that affected when we take a break and it becomes a longish break? And to me, it was fairly clear that I wasn't worried about being in the rat race or, being achieving a certain professional goal at a particular time. For me, my profession is about satisfaction, is about helping other people. And when I sort of realized that was my goal, and it wasn't about, having done XYZ by the time I'm 40 or, by 35 having achieved this position, it made me feel calmer and made me feel happy about my decision. There were no bits of sadness or uneasiness when I heard about my friends and their achievements and what they were up to and maybe awards they were getting. It didn't make me feel bad because I am happy with my decision of being here at home with my baby. Of course, there are minus sides to it. It can be really frustrating just being at home, and the sort of camaraderie I had with my colleagues and in a workplace is missing now. But I don't have that additional stress, I think, of having to go to work, come back, take care of a baby. I'm able to deal with my baby's tantrums a lot better because I have that little bit of energy, a little more patience. So it makes life much easier for me to just be at home, take care of her, and in a few years' time get back to my career, reskill myself, and continue on my career path. So for those of you who are in this debate of, which way do you go? Do you stay at home with your child, or do you continue working and taking care of your child? And I'm only talking about the first 3-4 years. This was my experience with it. I'm really happy with my decision, and I'm at peace with the call that we have taken. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe.